Okay, I am here with Karl from Nile. Karl, how you doing?
Fine, yourself?
I'm doing quite well.
Alright.
How's the tour been so far?
So far, so good.
Yeah? Good turnouts?
Yeah, I'd say they're consistently good. Texas was okay, but the whole rest of the country, pretty rough.
That's kind of weird for Texas. I figured they had a pretty good metal scene.
They do. I'm not sure exactly what the deal was this time in Texas, but hey, it's not our tour. We're here to have fun and play metal.
That's true. I mean, it could have been the day of the week. You never know.
You never know.
Never. New album. You guys working on it, or is it coming out soon?
Well, it's done. Finished.
Done?
It will hopefully be out in June.
Excellent. What's it called?
At the Gate of Sethu.
No shit. And here's the part I'm interested in, because I've been wondering this since I heard you guys the first time. I know you're big into Egyptian mythology and folklore. How did you come to be into that so much? Like, what drove you to be into that so much? Like, I know I'm into, the occult, but not Egyptian. You know what I mean? How is it you came to, love that so much? And you just wanted to write about it all the time?
Well, it was a personal interest. And when it came time to write songs for this band, it just seemed like an obvious thing to do, write about the stuff we're interested in.
I think that's cool. I think it gets stale, the same topics in death metal over and over again. It's like,
yes, yeah, there's so many interchangeable bands. It was time for something different.
Yeah, definitely awesome. I remember the first time I heard you guys was a buddy of mine had a Catacombs album. He was like, check this out, dude. You're never gonna believe this. So we put it on, and I was like, these guys from Egypt? Are they an Egyptian band? He was like, I don't know. I looked the guys up on the internet later, and I was like, these are white dudes. I was like, I don't think they're from Egypt. And then,
pretty much not.
Yeah, I mean, very impressive stuff, man. Yeah, very impressive. The stuff that you write, are the stories, the concepts of the songs, is that actual stuff that happened in Egypt, or do you take the folklore and then create your own stories?
No, we try to work with original stories, although sometimes it's certainly filtered through a modern viewpoint.
Okay, excellent. If you weren't going to write about, Egypt, let's say one day you decided that you didn't want to write about Egyptian folklore anymore, what would be another subject that you would want to tackle? Not necessarily for this band, but for, any band pretty much. If you were to just not, say Nile's done, you were going to start a new band, what would you want to discuss?
I don't know. I never really thought about it.
Really?
No. I'm enjoying what we're doing, and it's good enough for me.
Yeah. A lot of people like it. I like it, so I don't think you guys should change at all. Let's see here. What is your take on modern death metal? What are the bands that you're into, the modern death metal scene, if there's any, or do you like to stick to the older stuff?
I think I prefer the older stuff. Immolation.
Yeah.
Christian. Old Morbid Angel.
Oh, nice.
Now, Cannibal Corpse is by no means a modern band. However, in this day and age, the stuff that they're doing now, dude, what a band.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah. We played a festival with them in Cincinnati a couple days ago, and they played some song, it must be a new one because I wasn't familiar with it yet, but it was very, very progressive.
Really? Yeah, a buddy of mine just reviewed their new record. I haven't heard it yet, but he said it's runner-up for best album of the year.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, they never disappoint, never. I just saw them about a year ago, and they were just as good as I assume they were, back before I was even old enough to go to shows. But,
I think they've gotten better over the years. Yeah, especially the guitar playing. Holy Jesus.
Yeah. Awesome stuff, and that's a lot coming from you. One of the best guitar players there is in death metal. today. I mean, I was watching some live stuff of you guys playing, shred, just non-stop shredding. It's very impressive. I thought about coming to the guitar clinics you had, I think it was about a year ago, but
Right.
I'm nowhere near that good to even.
Well, it was for players of, all skill levels.
Really?
Although I prefer not to teach absolute beginners, because it's very frustrating. But I do it. I mean, at home, some of my students are 10, 12, 15-year-old kids.
Really?
Yeah, and that's kind of fun too, because they have a really fresh perspective on things. Yeah.
It is kind of interesting. It's always cool to see how kids like react and like look at stuff that we look at in a different way. Like, I have a 4-year-old daughter. She does that stuff all the time.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. She saw Nosferatu for the first time the other day, and
wow.
her big thing was, why is he bald? That was like, not that he's a vampire. Like, she was like, he's bald. I said, I know he's bald. She said, he's not scary because he's bald. I was like, okay, I guess. He's a bald vampire.
I watched Shadow of the Vampire last night on the tour bus.
It's an excellent movie.
Dude, I think it's one of William Dafoe's most incredible moments.
Oh, most definitely. I was very, very impressed with that. I'm like a movie guy. That's, all I do during the day is write, watch movies. When I first saw that, I was just like, this is one of his best roles. I describe it to my brother the same way. I just saw a movie that you should probably check out called Yellow Brick Road. Have you heard of that? It's all one word, and it's a psychological thriller. People that follow an old trail out in the woods that apparently made people back in the 40s vanish, and that's all I'm going to tell you about the plot. You got to see it. It's really trippy.
All right, I'll give it a chance.
Yeah, it's pretty. You can watch the whole thing on YouTube. I'm pretty sure it's split up into like 30 parts or something like that, but it's up there.
Wow.
Yeah. Let me see here. The last time I saw you guys, the tour was flip-flopped. It was King Diamond, Nile, and then Black Dahlia Murder.
It's been almost 7 years ago.
Yeah. Diamond to King Man canceled when we were here last.
Wow, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And it was you guys headlining. And I saw you the next day at Metal Fest, or 3 days later at Lingle Metal Fest. Let's see. Are there any current bands, musicians in general, and people that you want to work with, even movie directors, composers?
Wow. I don't know. Probably.
Yeah.
But that would take a lot of thought to figure that out. Who would I want to work with? So I'm already working with some really amazing musicians, though.
You do.
George Golias, Devil Stole Away. Holy shit.
Yeah, he's. I sat on the stage at that show, the Troc one last, and just watched him play. He's something else, man. He's good. He's really good. My buddy keeps his DVD in his book bag at all times.
There you go.
Yeah. Like, I could see your ambient stuff you did, your solo album, I could see that going with like a David Lynch, like Roman Polanski film.
I've heard people say that.
I think it definitely could.
Roman Polanski.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I love his movies, love it. Then go down my list. Favorite city you played so far on this tour?
They're all my favorites.
Oh, it's kind of a heartwarming answer. Let me see here. If you had to listen to one album forever, if you're stuck somewhere and you got one album left, your iPod or your CD player will only play one album, what is it?
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
You can't do it with just one, right? No one has just one record
album
on their iPod. So if you were on Desert Island, you would not be forced to choose just one record. You'd have your whole iPod.
Even if the hard drive failed and it was stuck on one band or one album?
Man, that's so hypothetical.
That's a brutal question.
It's not even real. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. What kind of I've always wondered what kind of guitar is that you're playing on, the big guy with the flying V, it's gold. What kind of guitar is that?
That is a KXK. KXK is a custom shop in San Diego. And he does incredible custom work. Yeah, I think he's built me 5 guitars.
Really? I'm a big gear dork. When I was writing this up today, I was thinking, I was like, should I just ask him about his gear the whole time, or like music in general? But I was like, what is it you tune to typically?
Drop A.
Drop A?
The 7 strings are standard tuning plus the low A, so it's slightly different. Because regular drop A has an F sharp as the 7th string, which the standard tuning plus drop A doesn't have that. It has the G note. So that means the fingerings are slightly different for all the chords, which causes me all kinds of headaches.
I gave the 7 a shot myself once. It's not for me. I tried an 8 string too. It's a little extreme.
It is extreme.
It's big.
For extreme music.
Yes. Have you ask you about some records that have came out recently? Have you heard the new Meshuggah album yet?
I heard bits and pieces. Neil Kernan played it for me.
How'd you feel?
Amazing.
Yeah, you like it?
What a great sound too.
Yes. I think that and the Corpse record, or what I heard, could be the best records of this year.
Wow.
Yeah. I have the Meshuggah record. I'm waiting for that Cannibal Corpse album because I've only heard good things said about it. Like you just said, it was, the songs you heard were great. My friends have said it's good, and it's enough for me, to want to hear it. Have you, food. You're in Philadelphia. Have you gotten any cheesesteaks or pizza yet?
It is on my list of things to do. I'm just not hungry yet. But I'm sure, later in the day I'll get around to go get a cheesesteak. Oh, where do you recommend?
I was just going to say, since you're already here, and you don't have to go far for it, the next block, Jim's is right there. It's got black tile. Jim's Steaks.
Oh, the black tile building.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that because when we were here with Neurosis, we parked our RV right there all day long. And they let us tap off of his water spigot so we could take showers.
Really?
Yeah, so I guess I should patronize him.
I'm going to rewind first. You were here at Neurosis. When was this?
Oh man, you didn't do your homework.
That's my favorite band.
Wow, that was like 99 or so.
I was a young buck then. I was still in high school. 1999. Was that a Contamination tour? Is that what that was?
That was the Neurosis Contamination tour. Yeah.
Who else was on that?
I can't remember who else. I seem to remember Dillinger were on some of those shows, and Dying Fetus, a couple. Yeah. But my memory's kind of spotty. That's, a dozen years ago. Yeah, well, we were here in this building with Neurosis. And we parked in front of that black tile building with our motorhome. Yeah.
You should definitely go back in there today, or sometime before you leave. And down the street, Lorenzo's.
What's Lorenzo's?
Pizza.
No, I'm gonna get the cheesesteak.
Really? You want to do both?
Pizzas. No. Come on. No. One or the other.
You live once.
Yeah. Well, I've had pizza all over the planet, so I'm not too worried about it. But while I'm here in Philly today, let's do a Philadelphia.
Yeah, you should do this steak. After the Relapse 3 used to be. Right next to that building.
Yeah.
They had the whole building.
No kidding. Where is it now?
It's gone.
Really?
Yeah. CD sales weren't good, I don't think. The internet. Into robbing everybody. That's something. How do you feel about that?
Well, I have lots of feelings about it. First one would be, there's no point in whining about it. Because no matter what you say or do, it's the reality. People downloading your music for free is not going away.
No.
Yeah. So, having said that, I hope downloaders are happy. They're responsible for, the destruction of the music industry, and they're putting a lot of pain and suffering on the bands that they love. It's kind of a weird thing, isn't it? Like, you download music that you like, and that actually hurts the bands that make the music that we like. So guess, you know, it's one of those you get what you pay for kind of deals.
See, my whole thing is, if I'm gonna download it, I'm gonna buy it on vinyl. That's my thing. I want to have the vinyl of everything. I like vinyl. I like it better than CDs. The artwork's bigger. It looks cooler. You can get a different color record. You know, I have In the Dark and Shrines on slime green. That's awesome. Yeah, that's my first record actually. My first vinyl.
No kidding.
Yeah. It's you know it's cooler. It's, you know, it's kind of nostalgic. You know, and I think I think it's cool when bands sell their records now with the download card in there. So it's, you know, you can buy this vinyl, you can't put that record into your iPod, you know, the whole record. You know.
I once toyed with the idea of maybe a new release should be on vinyl. You don't have to buy it. But sooner or later someone would buy it
And rip it.
And then put that up. So there's no way to win.
I remember the tins you guys had. That was when I worked for the label still. They had the tin cans. And we were trying to box those things up and send them out. It was ridiculous. There were just stacks of them. We had them around the monitors. They would go up, around, and then down. And then you would call during the day, and other people would call and say, "Let me talk to whoever." We would patch it through. That was a lifetime ago.
So that's you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was 6-7 years ago. Yeah.
All right.
Wow. Again. That was a long time ago. You and Scott Hull would always call. He would call the most.
Would he?
Yeah.
Well, he had lots of business.
Yeah, all the time.
We have a new album. At the Gates of Seth.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you, Carl.
My pleasure, John.
It was nice meeting you.